Well, time to start up the El Camino. I want to warm it up and do an oil change. And this is going to be about, I don't know why people don't put these larger filters in the small block Chevys. They should fit just about anything. Little choke first. Didn't start in a while. No fuel injection carb. First time all my gauges worked since I had this. I never had this gauges work ever since I had this car. They all work now. Let it warm up good. Now you see the oil filter on the Harley sticks out right here in the front. So you say, oh, it sticks out a couple inches more because I'm using a Dynaglide filter. But you know, I'm saying so many people are fucking fussy yo-yos, man. I don't know why. But you know, especially an air-cooled motor, it's really air-cooled. It's an oil-cooled motor too, because I got an oil cooler in the front too. Since that oil filter's in the front, it catches a lot more air, and that cools it down, besides giving you more filtration. So I don't know why people don't use a bigger filter in almost every situation. It's crazy, but they don't. And I don't know why the manufacturers use these tiny little filters. Sometimes they're about 2 inches big. They're junk. You should put a bigger one in or a remote one in, but in the case if you got a small block Chevy, you're in luck. That's the number on the Purolator. And I'll show you what else. I had a frame in there, but it's not the orange frame. It's a top of the line frame. The top of the line frame is not bad. I know people give me a lot of shit about that, but they are still good if you get the best frame. Not the orange one, the best one. I'll show you which one it is. And say hi to Mr. Lizard the frog. He's like hanging out on my bike. I think there was a, not the frog, it was a lizard. There's a frog up here though. He's still up there. Here he is. See him? I don't know if you caught him, but he's down there. That's what happens in rain country, see? You get frogs and lizards all over the place. Yeah, I'm going to be using this stuff here, 040. I never use 040, but I trust this damn brand. Full synthetic Castrol Edge, you know? So anyway, but that should work as a 40 weight oil at a little over 200 degrees. At 200 boiling point of water, 212 degrees, it acts as a 40 weight, and then when it's cold, it acts as 0 weight. That's what it theoretically says, but it's supposed to be some pretty good oil. So, first time I tried this, but I always use a lot of times I use Castrol or I use Valvoline Racing, but I like Castrol a lot. But Shell Rotella is good too, but I never use this shit. But definitely always use the big filter all the time. Actually, I had this car since 91. It actually seems to run better than I did even when it was 91. Haven't done much to it, even had put plugs in the last couple of years. So we're just gonna put some oil in it, probably do some winterizing. It's got plenty of antifreeze in it. But yeah, oil's like your most important damn thing because you know the deal, man. It's a lot cheaper than parts. So I'm always fussy on the oil, but after this warms up, we're gonna let it drain for about at least 2 hours. A lot of times we'll let it drain overnight. But I'll let it warm up thoroughly and we'll drain it for 2 hours. Well, I like using this oil filter wrench by KD Tools. I have a lot of oil filter wrenches, done and bending a lot of them, but I like this one because you can turn the handle different ways too. You can see, you can straighten it out or you can have it on a slight bend if you got no room in there. So, it's easy to take out this filter in this car. It's a Chevy, man. Yeah, these are only $5. Don't get ripped off, okay? You can get them anywhere on eBay. And if you're like me and you're too cheap to buy a new filler plug, I should. I had to use the channel locks. Vice grips wouldn't work. And I tried putting a 14 millimeter on there because it's a little like stripped out. It's a 9/16. So the 14 millimeters a little tighter. Channel locks always work, man. These bitches always work. Yeah, that's a good tip too. Throw that in here. It's anyway, get that out and drain this damn well. Yeah, that's the bigger filter. It's an L34631. For a second I had the wrong one actually. I had a flashback to the Mopar. The Mopar used to take, it's called a PER1, and they changed the numbers to an L3000, well 3 with 3 zeros and a 1. I think that's why I don't get this sometimes, because it's got a weird number on it. I can't remember. The PH5 I can remember. Remember, like, my finger fits in here just perfect, and the Mopar fits a little tight. The So let me fill this up with oil. Get a filter on there and fill it up with oil. I'm using the Castrol Edge, the 040 oil. Never used that shit, but supposedly it works like a 40 grade at boiling point, 212 degrees, 210 degrees around there for oil temperature. It should work like a 40 weight, and it should flow like a 0 grade at cold temperatures. So it should work in a very wide variety of temperatures. So anyway, get this shit done, man. It's like taking longer than I thought for a stupid oil change. I can't believe it. But anyway, but that's because of that. If I had to use channel locks on that damn bolt, I'll tell you what. If you ever have one of those, I'm still not going to change that because I don't change this oil that much. This thing gets maybe a few thousand miles a year. Maybe I will change it. But I think I don't know if it's an oversized or whatever the hell's in there. But yeah, if you ever try to get those damn plugs out and you can't get them out, channel locks will work a hell of a lot better than freaking vice grips, man. I'll tell you that for sure. I use a funnel, fill these up. Actually, they take a lot more oil than you think because the element gets saturated. So you think they're full, you just got to keep adding oil to it. But the funnel sits in there so tight that it'll just come down and fill it up a little bit at a time. Won't really overfill it. Takes a lot more oil than you think. You put about a quart in that little thing. The Fram filters are they probably have a hair more capacity than the Purilators. Purilators are a little wider, but like I said, the Fram top of the line ones are probably even a little bit better than these bottom of the line Purilators. But these are $3.25. The Frams are like $9 for the top of the line. But they're not shit filters. Those orange ones I don't like. But the XG, the extended guard, their best ones, they're not bad. I know a lot of people freaking give me crap about Fram, but Fram used to be the shit and then they went to crap. But not the top of the line filters. They're not bad, but you're better off getting these. These are the best for the money. And what I stick on there is these neodymium magnets. They're like $5. You get them off eBay. Just holds the a little more dirt in the bottom. You know, if you get any dirt. So it plugs back in. I'll probably get a replacement plug next time I get ready to freaking change the oil. I just put it on with the channel locks. It's probably a 1/over, so that's what I'll get. I don't know what the hell's in there. It looks like a replacement, but it doesn't leak any oil, so let's just get the oil back in it and hell with it. And as usual, Mr. Putin the cat is watching me. He'll be right by the door when I'll come in and watch. What are you doing here, buddy? Huh? There you go. Follows me everywhere I go. Oh, runs smooth. This car's been through a lot of shit, man. Surprised. Well, see how many more years it lasts.